Similarly, another Chertsey roundel has long been identified as depicting Samson and the lion. Here he is here, beginning to rip the lion apart by opening its jaws. The Old Testament hero Samson appeared in many medieval commentaries and gave rise to a substantial visual tradition, which is also witnessed on objects as varied as church capitals, ivory game pieces, and manuscripts. Some of these other objects depicting Samson also bear inscriptions about Samson. Comparing these other inscriptions with Table A, we see several words in common. Virtus, Samson, ora, leonis. Virtus, Samson, ora, leonis. We then have to figure out how to order these words into a phrase. With this roundel, we are lucky to have one more category of evidence to take into account: the less well-known second series of Chertsey texts. I'm showing you one of the second series of texts here from the collection of the Chertsey Museum. Molds for the Chertsey Combat Series roundels remained in use for some years, decades, probably after their first use. In later years, they were laid not in the complex tile mosaic of their original design. Instead, a simpler arrangement was developed. This later, less complicated arrangement reused at least some of the same texts that were found on the earlier small mosaic tiles. In some cases, the later frame tiles produce longer texts than were found in the originals. For instance, Leo survives from the first series texts, while A:"Leonis survives in the second series texts. You can see here that this quarter of the image showing the lion's hindquarters is exactly the same. So this tile and this tile would have been made from the same mold. But in the second series, they fired the letters as part of the image tile. No serious studies has ever been made of the second series texts, as indeed no serious study has been made of the first series texts. This second series tile gives us important evidence as to how the words around Samson would have been ordered. We know it must have gone A, probably from ora, then leonis. So we can reconstruct the entire phrase like this: Virtus, Samsonis, fortis, fregit, ora, leonis. The courage of Samson the strong broke the jaws of the lion.